Welcome back, legends. Let's break down that tone on the FM3. I used the FX3 version of this preset on my last live stream, and I got plenty of questions about it, so I did promise to do a breakdown. But because there's not that many blocks, it works just fine on the FM3, so it's going to work on either unit. The core amp tone is based around the Junior Blues Fat model and the old LT TV Mix 2 IR that I use on just about everything. This is what it sounds like. Pretty basic edge of breakup, kind of light crunch kind of tone there. We're not here for the amp tone though, we are here for those wild pitched shift delayed things. And there's actually no pitch shifter in this particular preset. All that stuff is coming from the quad tape delay type in the multi-tap delay. So let's take a look at that block. What I have are some rather long delays on each of these delay lines with plenty of feedback. As you can see, I'm running the block in parallel, so I have the mix all the way up, and I've brought the input gain down a little bit. I've also got the bypass mode set to mute effects in, so that basically none of my dry signal is going up this path to help keep all the preset levels consistent. Let's just hear it first, and I'll talk about the trick that we're using. So what you'll notice is over here, we have this motor speed control. So essentially this block is acting like a tape machine with a bunch of different read locations, which we're setting with these times. And then we're messing with the motor speed. So if I right click this, you can see I've attached an LFO to this. I've set the minimum speed to be 1 and the maximum to be 2. So if I did this on a real tape machine, basically by increasing the speed, I would be increasing the playback pitch. There is that relationship between speed and pitch. Think about it. If you play an A 440 hertz and then you play it back twice as fast, you're going to get an A at 880 hertz, in other words, an octave higher. So this is just shifting up and down an octave. Now, the LFO that I've used, if we go to the controllers menu here, it's a square wave type. So there's no kind of glide up and down like you might have with a sine wave LFO or something like that. It's just going 1 to 2. We can actually tune that by right-clicking here and setting the attack and release for the modifier to basically be as long or as short as we like. I've got them at 5 milliseconds. It's just kind of where it is in this particular preset. So that all together is giving me that kind of bouncy pitch shift thing. Then I'm processing it through a dual delay. The dual delay is set again for some rather long delay times tied to the tempo. We've got a whole note delay and a dotted whole note delay, which sound like this on top of that quad tape sound. And the final little bit of special sauce on the top, I have a Plex delay running in parallel, and I'm using the Plex Verb model. This is basically one of my favorite reverb types of all time. It just sounds stunning layered on top of this patch. Let's hear it. I like to combine this with a looper after the multi-tap delay. So you can put your looper in here, and what this will let us do is basically layer a bunch of those pitch shifted delays and feed them through the delay and the Plex delay, and then kind of play over that. So you can really build these epic ambient soundscapes. I've spent hours and hours just blissing out, playing around with this particular patch with the looper in there. And you can also use the reverse and half speed functions in the looper to get even more wild pitch shift things going on there. One cool thing is with the multi-tap delay, by syncing everything to the tempo, you could go for even longer delays in here. Like you could have something that goes for 2 bars or for 4 bars, or you would have really short delays. For example, if I set these, or I set one of these to be like a 16th note, have a listen to what it does to the overall texture. It's a relatively basic patch with only a few blocks. There's absolutely no reason why you couldn't, say, for example, process the multi-tap delay block with like a rotary block or a trem to get some really wild effects. You could change up the plex reverb for something like a shimmer reverb if you wanted more of that airy texture in there. As with all of this kind of stuff, you're only limited by your imagination with a unit like the FM3. So I hope you enjoyed the preset. I will put it up on the Fractal Exchange if you'd like to try this, but I would encourage you to play around with these ideas and create some sounds all your own. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.